So the first thing we're going to have you do is sit in Sukhasana, which is comfortable cross-legged seat. You just sit with your ankles crossed, kind of like Indian style. Shoulders over hips, belly soft. If this is like already challenging for you, sit up on something that's going to give you a bit of angle. So I think we talked about this yesterday, but it's the idea of being pelvis raised up a bit, so you've got a downward slope of the pelvis. And that might make it a little easier. If you happen to have blocks, I don't know if you do, take both of them, the wide ways, and put them next to each other so you've got a really wide base to sit on. And then let's just take a couple of breaths here. I'll count you through the breathing. As best as you can, do this breath through your nose. Feel the air passing in and out. Exhale, empty your lungs. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And think of like if you were blowing into an instrument, an even tone for the whole inhale. And then exhale. So you don't blow all the air out in the beginning. It's a slow, steady, even tone as you get empty. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Great. From that, we'll go into a tabletop pose. So you'll put your shoulders over your wrists. You'll put your hips over your knees. And then we're just going to warm up the spine about 5 times cat-cow tilts. So as you inhale, drop your belly, tilt your tailbone up, and look up with your chin. And then as you exhale, chin to the chest, middle of the spine to the ceiling, and curl your tailbone underneath. Again, inhale, belly drops, chin lifts, you arch. And as you exhale, curl the spine. 2 more. Inhale, feel steady in your palms as you arch your back. And then exhale, tuck the tailbone, lift your upper back to the ceiling and bring the chin to the chest. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Okay, so we call this bird dog. So take your right leg back and work with your legs straight lifted like this. If that's too much, keep your toes tucked onto the floor. If you can add your left arm drawing forward, do that too. So now use your right palm so that you don't sink into the shoulder. Push into the palm. Lift your belly up and in so that the core is engaged and your ribs are not collapsing, but they're hugging in. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, draw the knee to the nose, curl in. Inhale to extend the limbs. Exhale, knee to the nose. One more time, inhale, steady in your right palm. Exhale, curl it in. Good, put those limbs down, and let's do the same thing on the other side. So take the left leg back. You can work with your toes tucked like this. If you're ready, you lift the heel up in line with your hip, but don't let the belly drop. Draw the navel up to the spine, and think of your tailbone drawing to the back left heel. Right arm forward, inhale. Exhale, knee to the nose, curl. Inhale, extend. Try and find steadiness. Exhale, curl it in. One more time. Inhale, make some room. Exhale, curl knee to the elbow. Good. Inhale, take the leg and the arm away, and then place them back down. And just take downward facing dog. So tuck your toes, lift the hips up and back, and push into your palms. And definitely bend into your knees a lot. So you're really sticking your butt back as you push into the palms. Right, if the hamstrings are tight, you really have to bend your knees. Try and find a few breaths here. Steady palms. Maybe moving the right knee, the left knee forward and back a bit to kind of pedal it out. Introducing movement, especially where things are tight, you introduce movement and it begins to ease up. So downward facing dog for a few breaths. You can even count the breath like the beginning. So inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Child's pose. So put your knees down, bring the knees together, bring your chest onto your thighs, arms by the sides, palms face up, put your forehead to the mat, and just start to breathe. So as your chest rests onto your thighs, the back has a lot of room to receive the movement of your breath. So nice full deep breaths. Exhale, empty your lungs, stay in the child's pose. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. So slowly pick yourself up. You're going to walk the hands forward, lift the hips up and back, and go to your downward facing dog again. And if you're like, I don't really know how to do down dog yet, go into the plank pose. So it's like an upper push-up. Shoulders over the wrists, legs straight, heels over the ball mounds of the feet. Without moving your hands, without moving your feet, lift your butt up and back and go back to the downward facing dog. Bend your knees however much you need to here. Push into the palms and breathe. So go to the upper push-up plank pose and then bring it back to downward facing dog. And then just walk your feet up to the top of the mat and roll up through your spine. Still stacking your bones until you're upright. And the shoulders, my head might be cut off a bit, but just know that my spine is straight. Shoulders, hips, heels stacking. So you're at the top of the mat. Place the hands to the heart, thumbs in towards your sternum. A reminder to stay lifted in the chest. Relax the shoulders and breathe here. So feel your heels, your hips, your shoulders all in a steady line. Nothing to do but just feel the breath moving through your body. Now, on your inhale, stretch and reach the arms up and look up towards your thumbs. And then as you exhale, forward fold from your hips. Remember to bend your knees a little bit. Take an inhale, find a halfway lift. And when you exhale, plant the hands down and step the feet back to that upper push-up plank position. Now from here, I want you to put your knees down to the floor. So there's some support now. Now as you bend your elbows, don't let them go wide. Hug them in and put your chest down and your chin to the floor. Then drop your hips and lift your heart up and take a back bend here. So use your palms, lift the chest up and stretch, and then look down, tuck your toes, lift the belly up and in, and go back to downward facing dog. Okay, from the downward facing dog, walk your feet up to the top of the mat by your hands. And on your next inhale, find a halfway lift. So put your hands to your legs, inhale, stretch and reach the crown of the head forward. And as you exhale, forward fold from your hips. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head, push into your feet, and exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, keep your knees bent if you need to. Exhale, hands down to the floor, step the feet back to your plank pose. Put the knees down, bend at your elbows, bring your chest to the floor, then drop your hips and slide forward and up, cobra pose, stretching the front, downward facing dog. And then be in the down dog for a few breaths. I inhale and I exhale. From your down dog, step your right foot forward, put the left knee down to the floor. When you're ready, reach the arms up. So wrists about shoulders width distance. Push down through your right foot, lift up through your sternum and breathe. And welcome the stretch in the front of your left hip crease. One more inhale here, reach up. And as you exhale, plant the hands down. Bring your right foot back to the plank position. Place the knees down to the floor, lower your chest down. Inhale, lift yourself up to take a back bend, and then downward facing dog. Now step your left foot in between the hands and put your right knee down to the floor. When you're ready, reach the arms up and take some breaths here. If it feels super tight, just walk that front foot back so your legs are more at 90 degrees rather than into the stretch. In time, you get to the stretch. Reach your arms up either way, breathing. Right, we want to try and find spaciousness in these postures. So as your foot presses down, lift your sternum up. Place the hands down to frame the foot, shoot the front leg back to your plank pose, lower the knees to the floor, bring your chest down, bring your heart up, downward facing dog. From the down dog, walk the feet up to the hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift, and as you exhale, fold. Now sweep the arms up, look up towards your thumbs, and bring your hands to your heart. Now we're gonna warm up the legs. So for the chair pose, I want you to bend your knees and figure out how much you need to bend your knees so your fingers could just kind of graze the floor. Now keep your knees bent this much, reach your arms up, and this is your chair pose. Keep the weight back into your heels so your knees aren't gripping, but your butt and your hamstrings are gripping. Take a breath here, learn how to breathe through these challenging heat-inducing moments. And then forward fold and stretch out your legs a bit. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Plant the hands down, step your feet back to the plank pose. Place your knees down to the floor. And then draw the chest down. Then lift your heart up. Downward facing dog. Now from your downward facing dog, step the right foot forward in between your hands. Stay up on that back heel and reach your arms up for a high lunge. So a few breaths here. Bend your back knee if you need to. If your tailbone's stretching back, tuck the tailbone a bit. Bend the front knee, reach up. Place the hands down, frame the foot. And then just take it back to down dog. So step your right foot back, lift the butt up and back. Step your left foot forward, reach your arms up, high lunge on this side. Bend that back knee a little bit if you need to. Breathing, shoulders over the hips, reach up through the wrists. So feet down, wrists up, 3, 2, hands down to frame your foot, left leg back, downward facing dog. Now look in between the hands, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, drop the hips down, reach the arms up, chair pose for 3. Wrists can be shoulders width distance apart, 2. Stretch the legs straight, hands to the heart center, 1. Good. So from the top of the mat now, a bit of balancing. Let's just start simple. Take your right toes, put them to the top of your left foot so your right knee faces forward. Thumbs in towards the sternum, breathing here. If it's easy, you might reach your arms up. You might separate your wrists apart, looking up towards the ceiling. And if it's still easy, maybe even close the eyes. Normal to wobble, just try and hop back on the one foot. And if you are up like this, just hit rewind so you come back to that starting position. Shift the weight to your right foot, take your left toes to the top of the right foot. Fine, figure out your balance. And don't hold your breath in order to hold your pose. Keep breathing even if that means you fall a bunch of times. None of this works until you really start to breathe as you practice. If you're ready, reach the arms up, maybe separate the wrists. Steady in that standing leg. Feel the right heel, the pinky toe edge of the foot, the big toe mound, steady. Try and lift your right kneecap up. And then slowly rewind back to the starting position. Okay, now for the tree pose. So you probably can't get your heel above your knee. I don't really want you to do that anyways. Take your right heel to the inside of your left leg, below your knee. But rather than the knee facing forward now, let that leg open up a bit. Bring your hands to your heart and breathe. And in time, the bent right knee can open up a bit more back, like the book opening up. Maybe put your hands to your hips, because we don't want the hips to fly open. Keep the hips steady, let the knee begin to open a bit. In time, you keep practicing, it slides up past the knee, you can get it up pretty high, but that might take some time. Try and breathe. Okay, place that right foot down. Take the left foot to the inner part of your right shin. Knee, rather than facing dead on, it begins to open up. And as it opens up, put your right hand to your right hip and don't let that hip spin. Keep your hips square, let the knee open. When you reach the end of your range of motion, that's where you pause. Then use your breath, and through time, the breath will begin to let it open more. But you have to breathe. All right, come back to the center, toes and heels together, let the arms be by the sides. What do they want us to do next? Warrior two, side angle and triangle. Okay, so from the top of the mat, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Now just put your hands down, step your right foot back, and you're gonna spin up into a warrior two pose. So with the right knee forward, you're in warrior two pose. Ideally, you want your right knee over your right heel. Don't let it go too far down like this. But if it's can't bend that much just yet, it's fine. Eventually it stacks. Back leg straight, arms extended, and then look over your front fingers and breathe. Notice if your inner right knee is falling in. Think of the inner right thigh stretching towards the front. Exhale, empty your lungs, stay here. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten out your front right leg. Turn your right toes in. Turn your back left toes to face the back of your mat and bend your left knee. So now we're just in the warrior two with the other leg in front. Take some time to just warm up into it and eventually stack the knee over the heel. Keep the back leg straight. Hips open, shoulders open, focus the eyes. So we're really warming up this right hip crease, getting into it before we stretch it out. But the more we can get into it, the richer the stretch will be when it's time to stretch it. So exhale. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Straighten out your left leg. Turn the left toes in. Turn the right toes to face forward. Bend your right knee. So it's like we're doing warrior two again, but we're going to change it up. Put your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach the left arm up. If you're able to stretch it forward, do this, or this. Now there's a lot of weight on that right foot. Make sure your left foot is still steady onto the floor. If you're feeling pretty good here, throw that right arm up there too and make like a little equal sign. And if you can't do that, just lift your torso up a bit. Right, because you want to breathe into that bottom lung too. 3, 2, 1. Pick up your torso, straighten out the right leg. Turn the right toes in, turn the left toes face the back wall, bend the knee. Getting into your lunge shape, put your left forearm to your left thigh and reach either the left arm up or stretch it forward so you can really stretch that right side body. Again, left knee over left heel. Don't let it go too far forward. Imagine your heels drawing towards one another and breathing. Exhale. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. All right, pick up your torso, straighten the leg. Turn the toes in, right toes face forward. Now we're not going to bend the knee. You're going to reach your arms out and then start to reach your wrist forward in space when you can't tilt anymore, like your arms are a clock. Tick, 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 tick. And maybe hand to the shin. And the left arm reaching up. So this is triangle pose. Make sure you could bend your right knee. So put a little bend in your right knee and then straighten it back out. Make sure you can bend it and then straighten it back out. Keep imagining space on your inner right ribs. In fact, take your lifted left arm, wrap it around your torso, and try and grab hold of your right ribs and spin those ribs towards me, and then reach the arm up for 3, 2, 1. Pick up your torso, turn the right toes in. Turn the left toes out. Reach your wrists towards that left heel. When you can't tilt anymore, tick, 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 tick. Hands to the shin, breathe in your triangle pose. Left knee, make sure you can bend it, but then straighten it back out. A little bend and straighten it back out. Take the right lifted hand, wrap it around your torso, grab those left ribs, bring them towards me, and then reach the arm back up for 3, 2, 1. Pick up your torso, turn the left toes to face the right toes. So just toe heel the feet together now, arms by the sides. As you inhale, reach the arms up. Now take the right arm, wrap, swing it under the left. So cross your elbows, cross your wrists. If you can't do that, grab your shoulder blades. So check out your arms. Your left arm should be closer to your face than your right arm. If it's not, then switch the arms. Now begin to bend your knees like you were doing chair pose. So keep the weight back into the heels. Shifting the weight to your left foot. Take your right leg up and wrap the thigh around. Squeeze your thighs together. Get things out of the way that need to be out of the way. And as you squeeze your inner thighs, stay low. Eventually, you want to hook the right heel behind the left shin. But if that's too much, just keep squeezing your thighs and breathing here. Be able to bend your standing leg enough that those right toes could touch the floor, give you a little kickstand support. Keep squeezing and wrapping everything into the midline for 3, 2, 1. Unravel the limbs. Inhale, stretch and reach up. Now take your left arm, wrap, swing it under the right. Cross your elbows, cross your wrists. Shoulder blades if you need to. Look down at your arms. The right forearm should be, or the right bicep should be closer to your face. Bend your knees, sit down low like chair pose. I want you to stick the butt back. So you lift your left thigh up and wrap it around. Shift, maneuver as you need to get your inner thighs close. Breathing. And just as your left thigh is squeezing in, push your outer right thigh back into it. So really light up the quads and the hamstrings. Squeezing everything into the center line. Normal for the hips to cramp a bit. If that's you, come out of the pose, take some time, and then get back in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Unravel, unwind, reach up, and then forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, folding forward. Sweep, reach the arms up over the head, and bring the hands to the heart. I'm getting hot. So we are 23 minutes in, about halfway there. So let's do this stretch. Blocks. If you don't have a block, in fact, I'll use a chair, because that's probably something that you have. So I'd put it like that. Put your hands to the chair. You're gonna figure 4 the leg. So take your right ankle, put it above your left knee, so you can bend your left knee. And as you bend your left knee, breathe. Flex these right toes towards the right knee. So this is like that figure 4 that I showed you yesterday where you lie down, except now you've got some gravity here. So keep the weight back into the heel. Lift the chest up a bit if you can. Don't round, lengthen. And the more forward you can fold, the more stretch you'll feel in the hip. I think it feels really good. Okay, slowly come out of it, put your right foot down, kind of move the hips a little right, left, bend the knees a little bit, get things moving and flowing, and take your left ankle to the above your right knee. When you get the figure 4 shape, begin to bend as you fold into this fold. If you don't need the chair, you can always put your hands down, bending the knees. A little bit more challenging. I think if you have the chair, use it. Flex left toes towards left knee, protect this left knee. Just like the top of practice, can you focus your attention on the breath? Try and keep the hips steady. Don't let one hip hike up. 3, 2, 1. Good. Forward fold. Okay, and if you have the chair, you can move it out of the way. Now from this forward fold, just take your right foot forward. You'll take the left foot back. So the two heels in one line, about 2.5, maybe for you 3 feet apart. Pick up your torso, put your hands to your hips. We want to keep the hips square. Normally here, the right hip's going to want to sneak forward. Keep it square. Put your hands to your heart, thumbs towards your chest, lift your chest up, and start to fold from the hip. Maybe even hands to the hips as you fold. Bend your knee if you need to, hands to the floor. Back leg straight, front leg bent as much as you need to make contact with the floor or blocks. So we're trying to stretch the back of the right leg. Push into your right foot. Bend your knee a little bit on that front leg. Breathing. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pick up your torso. You're going to spin on the heels. Spin on the heels again, so you're facing the back. Heels should be lined up or a little wider. Hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your chest up, and then slowly begin to forward fold. Now, when your spine wants to round, bend your knee instead. Keep the spine long. When you're ready, hands to the floor or blocks. Breathing. Again, it's not how deep you go. It's about how much you can fold from your hip. A rich fold at the hip. Steady in that left foot. And like you could really just breathe into the back of your left hamstring. Sometimes making sound with the breath helps. Take an inhale. Open the mouth, exhale. One more breath in. 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. In. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Okay. Put your hands to your hips. Lift yourself up. Spin the toes in and step up to the top of the mat. So at the top of the mat, sweep the arms up over the head. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift up. And as you exhale, plant the hands down, step your feet back, and take downward facing dog. From the downward facing dog, shift forward to your plank pose. Put your knees down, lower down, chest down. Inhale, lift as you push into the palms. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Look in between the hands, step, hop, float to the top. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Sweep the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, feet back from your plank pose. Put your knees down. Now let's do it a little different. As you bend your elbows, look forward. Don't let your shoulders go below the elbows. 90-degree angle at the elbow. Then lift your chest up, untuck your toes, push into the tops of the feet to lift your chest. Downward facing dog. Almost there. Step in between the hands as you walk up to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, folding. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Sweep up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Downward facing dog. Good. From the down dog, drop the knees down to the floor. Untuck your toes, hips back to the heels. Palms face up, forehead to the mat. And breathe into the back of your body. So important to take rest throughout the practice too. You can hit pause and rest a little bit longer if you need to, but if you're ready, pick yourself up, cross your ankles, and extend the legs long. So we'll find that staff pose. I'm going to move this chair. I lost it. Let me get you into the pose and then I'll find my page. So we did this yesterday. It's that stacking quality, shoulders, hips. You bend the knees if you need to. Use your palms, push down, and lift yourself up. So use your palms to really kind of upright your spine. And breathe here. If you can, straighten out your legs. And I feel the butt bones on the floor. And keep breathing here. Maybe even reach your arms up. But don't fold forward. Just stay up and feel for space in the hips. I don't want advanced level. Okay, so slowly come out of that posture. From here, we'll take some twists. So you're going to take your right knee, bend it so that the right heel comes close to the butt. So keep your heel close to your butt, and then you're going to put the top of that foot onto the floor, like that. If this doesn't work, you can sit up onto a block or any textbook or a piece of clothing to ease up the tension at the knee. Then with that left leg, you're going to bend your knee and bring the sole of the left foot to the inner part of that right leg. So from there, right hand, make a little fist, put the back of the fist to the left, outer left leg. Put the left hand behind you. Inhale, lift your chest up, and exhale, twist left, look over your left shoulder. If it feels too strainy in the shoulders, you can simply with your right hand just put it to your left thigh. Inhale, lift your chest up, and exhale, twist. Instead of going all the way down to the knee, you could stay up a bit more. Use your inhales to lengthen the crown of the head up. Use your exhales to twist. One more breath in, and one more breath out. Okay, so unwind back to the center. Left knee to face up, extend your left leg long. Bend your right knee up and in, keep your ankle close to your butt so you don't hurt your knee, and then extend that leg long. Now bend your left knee in, put your left heel close to your left butt, keep the heel close to the butt, and put the top of your left shin onto the floor. Bend the right knee in, let the knee open up, foot goes to the inside of the left leg. Breathing. So if you can, come all the way to the fist to the knee. If that feels too far on your shoulders, stay up a bit more. Hand behind you so that you don't slump, but you lift up. And then as you exhale, twist. Imagine like a spiral staircase from your tailbone up through the crown of the head. And as you inhale, you walk up the stairs. And as you exhale, back down. Another breath in and out. Good. Slowly unwind. And I think I found where we are. Great. So extend your legs back long in front of you. Remove the block if you were on it. Reach your arms up and forward fold. Bend your knees however much you need to. I want you to get closer chest to the thighs. I don't want you to round back like this to try and grab your toes. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, folding. So feel your two heel bones on the floor. Feel your two butt bones on the floor. Those 4 points ground you down, as you lift yourself forward and away from it. So there's a real extension, not a curling back, but a lengthening forward in, and an exhaling. A few breaths here, I'll shut up. Okay. If you're folded still, pick yourself up. You're going to scoot yourself forward. And this is what it's saying to do. I would probably not do this unless you feel comfortable in your neck. So watch me do it first, and if you're like, nah, I'm not going to do that yet, you don't have to do it. So basically, it's a shoulder stand. So you're going to kind of roll up onto your shoulders and put your hands to your low back. Then from there, you're going to walk the elbows in and breathe somewhere like this. If this is like, no, 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 you don't have to do it at all. Instead of that, you just cross your ankles, sit hips to heels, hold your heels, lift your chest. Let's do this instead. Chin to the chest and curl your spine so your forehead gets really close to your knees. The top of the head is on the floor. Now squeeze your heels and try and lift your hips up. Keep your forehead close to your knees. Don't put a lot of weight in your head. Put it in the feet pushing into the floor. Breathe here. One day your hips come forward over your knees. Push the inner ankles together for 3, 2, 1. Slowly put your hips back to your heels. Slowly roll up through the spine. Cross your ankles and extend the legs in front of you. So put your forearms to the floor. Walk the elbows in a little closer. Now, using the support of those forearms, lift your chest up and look a bit back here. You can even drop the weight of the head heavy. Keep your heels together. Breathe. If you want to go a little bit deeper, pick your head back up. Walk the wrists under your hips. So like this low. Go down to your elbows and put the top of the head to the floor. So this is a little deeper. If your shoulders are tight, probably can't do this, and that's fine. In which case you're still on your forearms, shoulders close, chest up, head back. And do some breaths out through the nose here. So just exhaling through the nose, keep your mouth closed like this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release. So pick yourself up enough that you can walk the arms out and lie down onto your back. Shavasana. So feel the floor stacking your heels, your hips, your shoulders in line. Nothing to do here, but receive the movement of the breath. You might even put your hands to your low belly, or a hand to the chest, hand to the low belly if that feels good. Palms can also face up by your sides. So we'll scan through the body, and it's kind of like we're going through a house and dimming the lights in each room. So start at your right heel bone and allow the right heel bone to be heavy. Relax the right toes. Relax the right foot. Bring the attention to the right ankle. Feel it heavy. Travel up through the right shin, into the right knee, heavy and relaxed. Right thigh bone, heavy, relaxed. Right hip, heavy, dropped into the floor. So now the entirety of the right leg is heavy, relaxed. Bring your attention now to your left heel. Feel it heavy. Relaxing through the left ankle, the left toes, soft, light. Traveling up through the ankle, through the shin, the muscles of the calf, relaxing. As you settle at the left knee, heavy, relaxed. Relax the left thigh bone. Feel the hamstring and the glutes soften and relax. As you settle into your left hip, heavy, relaxed. So now the entirety of the left leg, relaxed, heavy. The lower half of the body, relaxed. Bring your attention now to your right shoulder and feel it heavy, relaxed. Relax the right bicep. Relax through the right elbow. Soften the right forearm, heavy. Relaxing through the wrist. And allowing the hand and the fingers to be light. The entire right arm, heavy and relaxed. Shift over to the left shoulder. Gather your attention, heavy and relaxed. Relaxing through the left bicep. Into the left elbow, softening. Down the forearm, softening the tendons and the muscles with your mind. Relax the wrist. Relax the hand, the fingers light. So now all four limbs dimmed, relaxed, heavy. Bring your attention to your pelvis. Feel the weight of the pelvis heavy. Travel into your lower back. Allow it to be spacious. Moving to the middle back, soften, relaxed. And into the upper region of the back, spreading wide, feeling heavy and relaxed. Shift now to the low belly and feel it soft and light, receptive to this breath. Traveling up through the abdomen, softening as you land on the sternum, the chest, and allow it to be light and receptive to the breath. So that whole front of your trunk, light, heavy. Light and heavy simultaneously. The back of the neck long. The front of the throat soft. Try and relax your jaw. Right, relax your jaw. Relax the jaw. Let the eyes be heavy in their sockets. Relax the forehead. Imagine it spreading wide. Gathering the attention at the crown of the head. So just feeling for that buzzing sensation right at the crown of the head. It's as though you walked through the house of your body and dimmed the lights in all the rooms, and then wound up in the middle of the living room, seated comfortably in the middle of the dark house. So feel free to linger in that Shavasana if you feel very good there. And feel free to do any of those stretches from yesterday that we did in isolation. Now that the body should be a little warmed up, you could try any of those. The half pigeons, the lizard, the Baddha Konasanas, the ankles, the stretching. You got options, man. So now you got a full video. You got single postures to work on, and then feel free to fire any questions my way, and we'll just keep going from there. Sorry, this is my second class today, so I am feeling